You're listening to the MedSpa Marketing Podcast by Scale 77, your go-to show for med spa owners, medical aesthetics, and elective wellness entrepreneurs. Each week, we dive into powerful marketing strategies, proven growth tactics, and the secrets to attracting more clients, all while keeping you ahead of the latest industry trends. Join us as we uncover insights from top industry leaders to help you boost revenue, enhance patient experience, and master the art of marketing your med spa. Hosted by Jonathon Parker. With years of experience helping med spas grow, Jonathon has supported countless clinics and providers, working with respected brands and elite industry thought leaders. If you're ready to scale your business and stand out in the aesthetics industry, this is your podcast. Here's your host, Jonathon Parker.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the training. My name is Jonathon Parker. I'm the co-founder of a company called Scale 77. What we are is a growth agency that works exclusively with med spas and aesthetic clinics. I'm guessing you're here today because you want to grow your med spa, get more steady results from your marketing, and finally understand what actually works. So the good news is you are in the right place. What I have here is a 6-part training series. It's the full blueprint I've built after 8 years of running businesses, testing ads, and figuring out what really helps a med spa grow. In this training, we'll talk about strategy, systems, and mindset, the 3 things that really matter most. And we'll go over everything from creating offers that get attention, to handling leads the right way, to building automations, selling high-ticket packages, and running your business just more smoothly overall. And by the end of this training, you should have a clear step-by-step plan that helps you scale your med spa without feeling stressed or burned out. Each session will probably last around 20 to 30 minutes, and I'll go over one of the 6 pillars that make up what I call the med spa growth blueprint in every episode. And you can also download that blueprint for free over on our website at scale77.com if you want to follow along or you're more of a visual learner. And at the end of each episode, I'll get into some of the most common questions I get from med spa owners and give you a quick look at what's coming next also. So for a little bit more about me before we dive in and why I'm doing this, I work with 6- and 7-figure med spas all across the country, really just helping them grow and build strong, reliable systems. Over time, I've seen way too many great injectors and small teams get burned by bad marketing companies or expensive courses that just don't help them grow whatsoever. So my goal here is to teach you how to grow to get to 6 or 7 figures on your own using a system that actually works. Like I said, my name's Jonathon Parker. I've been an entrepreneur for about 8 years. Most of that time I've spent building and scaling service-based businesses by running ads, writing their offers, testing funnels, and just seeing what really gets clients through the door. What I've learned is that every industry follows the exact same simple rules. If you get to the offer, the follow-up, and the system's right, your business starts growing in a really steady, predictable way. And it works over and over again. Honestly, none of this is a secret. It just really helps when someone lays it all out for you step by step in your industry. And that's exactly what this training will do. More so on why I built this is when I started working with med spas, I just noticed how many talented owners were being held back by inconsistent marketing, bad agency experiences, or messy systems. That's when I realized that everything I've learned over the years could really help fix that. This training isn't a theory. It's really the exact process that the best med spas in the country are using right now to grow month after month. A little more on what we're going to cover in this series is episode 1 will be why most med spa marketing fails and what you can do instead. I find most clinics really rely on random ads that they see, really cheap discounts, or what I call hope marketing. And we'll talk about why that stops working over time. And I can show you exactly what top med spas are doing differently. Episode 2, we'll get into crafting offers that turn attention into booked appointments. We'll talk about how to build offers that make people take action without just cheap discounts that make you lose money. You'll learn how to position your treatments, set your pricing, and turn curiosity into real appointments. In episode 3, we'll get into using deposits to create real commitment. I know no-shows can really hurt your momentum and waste your time. So you'll learn how to use deposits the right way to get serious clients, reduce no-shows, and make your schedule way more predictable. Then in episode 4, we'll get into building systems that follow up automatically. Most med spas lose leads because of slow or inconsistent follow-ups. I know you're busy. The work with the people can't get to the phone within 1 to 5 minutes. So we'll talk about how you can automate your messages, nurture every lead, and keep your front desk focused on serving clients. In episode 5, we'll get into confident, natural sales conversations for your front desk. Your front desk shouldn't feel like salespeople. They should feel like just friendly guides. They're just helping these people get where they want to go. I'll show you how to have confident, helpful conversations that close high-ticket treatments without pressure. Episode 6, we'll get into scaling your operations and running it like a real business. A lot of owners feel like they're always putting out fires. So in this final session, I just want to make sure that you learn how to build systems, track your key numbers, and scale in a way that keeps things calm and consistent. So my goal overall is really to make this training as simple and useful as possible so you can plug it directly into your business today. Whether you're just starting out or already running a busy clinic, I recommend you start here with episode 1 and go through each session in order. Each one builds on the last, and by the end, you'll have a full growth framework that you can apply to your med spa right away. So let's jump in. I'll start by giving you a quick overview of everything we'll cover in this series. In the first episode later in the series, we're going to dive into something I see almost every single time I start working with a new client, and that's why most med spa marketing fails. And once you understand why it fails, everything else starts to make sense. Because if you can fix this one thing, your ads get easier, your follow-up gets simpler, and your results finally start to feel predictable. Most med spas don't actually have a real marketing system. They're doing what I call hope marketing. And that means just posting random things, boosting a post here and there, maybe trying a new idea someone shared in a Facebook group, or running a quick discount just to fill the schedule. And sometimes that stuff actually works for a little while, but then you'll see a few leads come in, maybe even a few new clients book, but then it slows down. The next week or the next month, you're back right where you started. No clear direction, no consistency, just trying to guess what might work next. And honestly, that's just exhausting. You start to feel like you're doing everything you're supposed to, posting, running ads, replying to the DMs, but somehow it never really builds momentum. You're constantly reacting instead of running something steady and repeatable. So let's talk about why this keeps happening, because the truth is, it's not from a lack of effort. Most med spa owners I talk to are working harder than ever. They're passionate, they care about their clients, and they're trying everything they can to grow. The real problem is structure. You're doing the tactics without strategy. Think about it like this. If you walked into a treatment room and just started using random machines or products with no plan, you wouldn't expect great results, right? Marketing works the exact same way. Without a plan, without a protocol, you're just hoping things line up. A strong marketing system connects everything together. The offer that grabs attention, the follow-up that turns curiosity into appointments, and the tracking that tells you what's actually working. When even one of these pieces is missing, everything starts to feel unpredictable. That's when you see one great month, one slow month, and no idea why it changed. In episode 1, we're going to go step by step through the biggest mistakes I see over and over again and how to fix them. The first mistake that I see all the time is these clinic owners relying on discounts. Discounts can get attention fast, but they hurt your margins and your brand over time. You start training people to wait for sales instead of booking because they see value, and that's a hard habit to break once it starts. The second mistake I see often is just focusing on leads instead of bookings. Leads don't matter if nobody shows up. I've seen med spas brag about getting hundreds of leads, but only a handful actually book. That's not growth, it's just a wasted effort. We'll talk about how to flip that so every lead is handled like gold. The third mistake I see is just slow response times, or what we like to call no speed to lead. Most leads go cold in just a few minutes. If someone fills out your form and doesn't hear back quickly, they're already talking to the spa down the street. Speed is the difference between a new booking and a lost opportunity. The fourth mistake I see all the time, and we'll go deeper into on episode 1, is when there's no clear messaging. Messaging is so important. Most med spas will say things like, we do Botox, fillers, and facials. That just doesn't make you stand out. Everyone says that. You need a message that connects emotionally, something that just makes people think, wow, that's exactly what I've been looking for. And that's what creates loyalty and demand without lowering your prices, just positioning you as the premium authority in your market. And then we'll shift into what the best med spas are doing differently. The ones that are growing month after month, they aren't guessing. They're running a system. Their marketing works more like a machine than a gamble. They have clear, specific offers that make people feel something, not just Botox, but confidence boosts, jawline lifts, turkey neck rescues, just different things like that. They use deposits to create real commitment. No more chasing free consult shoppers. They have instant follow-up systems that reach every lead within minutes and keep nurturing them automatically until they book. And they track everything, not just leads, but cost per booking, show-up rate, total revenue, so they know exactly what's working and what's not. When you start thinking like that, you stop thinking like a marketer and start thinking like a systems builder. Everything changes. You stop asking, how do I get more leads? And start asking, where is my process breaking down? They have clear, specific offers that make people feel something. Not just Botox, but confidence boosts, jawline lifts, turkey neck rescues. They also use deposits to create real commitment. No more chasing free consult shoppers. They have instant follow-up systems that reach every lead within minutes and keep nurturing them automatically until they book. And they track everything, not just leads, but cost per booking, show up rate, and total revenue. So they know exactly what's working and what's not. When you start thinking like that, when you stop thinking like a marketer and start thinking like a systems builder, everything changes. You stop asking, how do I get more leads? And you start asking, where's my process breaking down? That's where real growth happens, because when your offer is clear, your follow-up is instant, and your data is tracked, your business becomes predictable. And predictable is the opposite of stressful. So that's what episode 1's all about: how to stop guessing, build a real marketing system, and finally get consistent growth month after month. We'll dig into each of these parts in detail so you can plug them straight into your spa and start seeing results right away. The second training we're going to talk about is one of my personal favorites, because this is the moment when things start to click for most med spa owners. It's called crafting offers that turn attention into booked appointments. Now, before we even get into the details, I want you to think about this. Most med spas don't actually have an offer. They more so have a menu. And a menu just lists what you do: Botox, fillers, facials, microneedling. But it doesn't tell people why they should really care. It doesn't make them feel anything. So what happens? You end up seeing the same types of ads everywhere, like Botox special 20% off this week, or new clients save $50. Those are fine once in a while, but they don't stand out. They blend in with every other spa in your area. Think about how people actually make decisions. No one wakes up saying, I really need 20 units of Botox today. They wake up saying things like, I'm tired of looking tired, or I want to feel confident without makeup again, or I just want my outside to match how young I feel inside. And that's really what real marketing connects to, not the treatment, but the transformation. So in this session, I'm going to show you how to take what you already do and reframe it so it just speaks directly to that. Because when your message connects with emotion, confidence, self-image, it's energy, that's when people stop scrolling and will really start booking. Why this matters is just every business sells a result. Gyms don't sell weights, they sell strength or getting skinny. Restaurants don't sell food, they sell the feeling of going out and enjoying yourself. And med spas, you sell confidence. When your ads and your offers reflect that, when they show how someone will feel after working with you, the whole game changes. Your ads don't have to scream sale, they just need to speak out to what your client already wants. We'll go over the 3 simple ingredients every strong offer needs. Number 1, a clear outcome. What will someone experience or feel after they book? Don't say 1 syringe of filler, say restore volume and shape for a smoother, younger looking you. Second reason is a reason to act now. This doesn't have to be pushy. It can be something natural, just a limited number of spots, a seasonal event, or simply that new clients can reserve today and lock in their spot for the next week. People need a small nudge to take action. It's not pressure. And third is just a low risk next step. This could be a small deposit, a consultation, or a reserve now, pay later option. It builds commitment without feeling salesy. When those 3 pieces line up, the clear outcome, reason to act, and an easy next step, people don't just look at your ad, they respond to it. For example, there's a power of framing. Let me give you a quick example. Imagine you see 2 different ads for microneedling. The first one says microneedling, $199 this week only. The second one says tighten, smooth, and renew your skin with our signature collagen boosting microneedling treatment. Reserve your spot with a $49 deposit now. Which one makes you feel something? Which one sounds like it was written for you? The first one's really just a price tag. The second one paints a picture. One competes on cost and the other one competes on desire. And that's the difference between an offer and an ad. A real offer makes someone think, that's exactly what I've been looking for. We'll also spend time talking about how to stop relying on discounts to get attention. Now, discounts can be useful. They can drive quick traffic, but if you rely on them too much, you train clients to only buy when something's on sale. They stop seeing you as the expert and start seeing you as the cheapest option. So instead of lowering prices, we'll talk about building value. That means adding small bonuses instead of discounts, or framing your consultation as an expert experience and not just a free chat, or rewarding action without cutting profit. Here's an easy shift that you can try out. Instead of saying $100 off this month, you could say get $100 in bonus credit towards your next treatment when you book this week. Same money value, completely different message. One feels like a sale, the other feels like a reward. And rewards build loyalty. We'll also cover how to test your offers and make small improvements, because not every audience responds the same way. Sometimes your clients care most about skin confidence. Sometimes it's convenience. They want results that fit a busy schedule. And sometimes it's transformation, that big change that makes them feel brand new. In the training, I'll show you how to look at your ad result, see what's actually connecting, and adjust your wording or visuals without starting from scratch. That way you're not rebuilding your campaigns every month, you're just improving them. We'll also break down a few real world examples from med spas that made this shift. Like one clinic that changed its ad from Morpheus 8, $250 off to tighten and tone skin from the inside out. Feel confident showing your face again. Same treatment, same price, but now the ad speaks to emotion and their bookings doubled in less than a month. That's the kind of change this session will help you make. By the end of episode 2, you'll know exactly how to turn the services you already offer into emotional, results based offers. You'll know how to build ads that get real bookings, not just clicks or likes. You know how to create urgency and commitment without sounding pushy. And most importantly, just being able to position yourself as the authority, not the cheapest option. So if you've ever felt like your ads get attention but don't convert, this session will change that. Because once you learn how to speak to what people actually want to feel, your marketing stops being a guessing game and starts bringing in qualified, excited clients who can't wait to work with you. So that's what you can expect in episode 2 of the MedSpa Growth Blueprint. We'll take the treatments you already have, reshape them into offers that can inspire action, and show you how to turn attention into book appointments, just every single week. Episode 3 is one of those trainings that almost every single med spa owner needs because it's where money's either made or lost without touching your ad spend. We call it the follow-up formula. And the big idea is this. You can often double your show-up rate and add thousands in monthly revenue without spending another dollar. Now, here's the truth most med spas really don't want to admit. It's that they don't have a lead problem. They have a follow-up problem. You're already generating interest. People are clicking your ads, filling out your forms, sending DMs. But somewhere between the I'm interested and I'll see you at my appointment, you lose them. And that's the gap that we're going to close in episode 3. So let's start with the really painful part. On average, about 80% of people who inquire really never show up. 80%. They fill out the form, they say they're excited, and then they ghost. I know you've all seen it before. It's not because they're bad leads or because your offer didn't work. It's because they got distracted. Life got in the way, kids, work, errands, 100 small things pulled them away from that moment of excitement. So what happens on your end? Your calendar looks full, but half those appointments disappear. Your staff blocks time and then just sits waiting. And suddenly your ad results start to look worse than they really are. In episode 3, we'll get into how to fix that step by step. So when someone raises their hand, they actually show up. Part 1 that we're going to get into on episode 3 is going to be deposits. Deposits completely change the psychology of booking. When someone pays even a small amount, like $25, $49, even $99 sometimes up front, something just flips in their mind and they've now taken ownership. They're not just checking it out anymore. They're literally invested. And it's not about the money itself. It's about the commitment. That small deposit just makes the appointment feel real to them and they remember it. In the training, we'll walk through how to introduce deposits naturally, what words to use when clients ask about them, and how to make it sound confident but friendly and not pushy or demanding. Because deposits, when positioned right, sound like this. We just take a small deposit to hold your spot. It goes directly towards your treatment. When you come in, it'll be subtracted off the top. Simple, professional. It tells the client you're serious about your time, and so are we. We'll also talk about how deposits filter out time wasters. When you stop giving away free consults to everyone, your calendar fills with people who are ready to buy, not just browse. Next, on episode 3, we'll get into one of the biggest needle movers in your entire business, which is speed to lead. When a new lead comes in, they're interested right now. That moment is super hot, and it cools down really, really fast. Every minute you wait to respond, the odds of booking drop sharply. If you call an hour later, they might already be messaging another spa. If you wait a day, they've forgotten why they even filled out your form in the first place. In episode 3, I'll show you how to set up simple automation so that every new lead gets a text or call within minutes. It can be as simple as a text that says, "Hey, name, this is your spa. Thanks for reaching out. Saw your request come through. When's a good time for your consultation?" That short, friendly message can literally double your conversion rate overnight. And if you pair that text with a quick call from your front desk, a real human voice saying, "Hey, just saw your request, wanted to reach out personally and help you get booked," you'll notice an instant shift in results. Fast responses make people feel valued. Slow ones make them forget you exist. Once someone books, your job is not done. Now you need to keep them excited until they walk through the door. In the training, we'll go over the exact follow-up that works best, like text reminders. You send one on the day before, a couple hours before, and all between just to keep them warm. Or short confirmation calls. Just keep them under a minute, warm and upbeat. Make these people seem like you really want them there, and they'll be happy to be there. And then the morning of check-in, just a friendly, "I can't wait to see you today" message. It changes everything. These little touches make a big difference. They remind clients why they booked and keep your spa top of the mind. We'll also share an easy 1-minute script your team can use for these calls. Something like, "Hey, this is your spa. I just wanted to confirm your appointment for tomorrow at whatever time and make sure you're all set. We're really looking forward to seeing you." And you can find free scripts like this over on our website in our free book at scale77.com if that's something you're interested in. So it's short, simple, and powerful, but clients feel cared for instead of sold to. Now, let's talk about tone, because how your team speaks matters as much as what they say. The difference between, "Hi, can I help you?" and "Hi, so glad you called. How are you?" It's huge. Tone builds trust. A calm, confident, friendly voice makes people relax. A rushed or robotic tone makes them second guess their decision. Timing matters too. Call too early and you might seem aggressive. You call too late and they've lost interest. There's a perfect window. And in the full training, I'll show you exactly when to reach out and how often. You'll also learn how to coach your front desk to match your brain's energy, whether that's professional and polished or warm and fun. I'll share a real world example from one of our clients who made a few small tweaks using this system. They used to call new leads once, maybe twice, and hope for the best. Their show rates hovered around 35%, but after we added deposits, instant text, and short reminders, their show rates jumped to over 70% in less than a month. Same ads, same spend, just better follow up. That's what this episode's all about, just getting more results from the leads you already have. So by the end of episode 3, you'll know exactly how to identify why 80% of people don't show and how to fix it. You'll know how to use deposits, reminders, and quick call scripts to boost commitment. You know how to set up speed delete automations that respond within minutes, and coach your team's tone and timing so every client feels valued before they ever walk in. You put all that together and you'll double your show rate fast, usually within weeks, without touching your ad budget. So episode 3 is really all about just taking control of the middle of your funnel, that messy gap between leads and appointments, and turning it into a predictable, reliable process. Because once you master the follow-up, everything else in your marketing finally clicks. That's pretty much what's going to be waiting for you in episode 3, the follow-up formula. So getting into episode 4, this is honestly the piece that separates the busy spas from the ones that are always chasing leads. Because people don't buy treatments, they buy the confidence in you. You can have the newest laser, the best injector, the cleanest office, but if people don't trust you yet, they're just not booking. And that's what this next episode is really all about, is just how to make your brand the go-to clinic in your city. Not just another spa running discounts, but the place everyone talks about. The beauty world is crowded. Clients are seeing 10 different ads a day for Botox, fillers, facials, you name it. So when they see yours, the question running through their head isn't, can I afford this? It's, can I trust these people with my face? That's a big deal. You're not selling shoes, you're selling confidence, something deeply personal. So the goal isn't just to look good online, it's to make people feel safe choosing you. When you do that right, everything changes. Your ads perform better, your consultations feel easier, and people walk in already believing that you're the expert. So in episode 4, we'll go step by step through how to make that happen, even if you don't have a big following or a fancy camera crew. So let's just start with what I call your trust trifecta. It's testimonials, before and afters, and video. These 3 things build instant belief faster than any ad copy or funnel ever could. A good testimonial tells a story. It doesn't say they were great. It says, I was nervous about getting filler at first, but they made me feel really comfortable, and now I actually love looking in the mirror again. It's emotion, it's connection. It's just what makes someone stop scrolling and think, okay, maybe this place gets me. Same thing with before and after photos. Clean lighting, no filters, real results. You're not showing off, you're showing proof. And people trust proof more than promises. And then there's video. Video is huge because people can see you. They hear your voice, they catch your energy. It's the closest thing to meeting you before they walk through the door. And the best part, you don't need a studio. Some of our clients shoot short, natural videos on their phone, just explaining a treatment or introducing their team. And those videos do tremendously better than any polished ad because people crave realness. They don't want perfect, they want personable. Now, here's something that's really eye-opening. The clinics that stay booked out aren't always the cheapest or the biggest. They're the ones that just feel the most trustworthy. And that's the psychology behind authority. When people trust you, price becomes a secondary factor. You've probably experienced this yourself. Maybe you've paid more for a haircut, a dentist, a personal trainer, not because they're the cheapest, but just because you trusted them more. That same rule applies here in med spas. When clients see your brand and they instantly feel like these people know what they're doing, they'll pay more, they'll show up more, and they refer more. And the coolest part is you can create that feeling with really small details. Just things like consistent colors and fonts across your posts and websites, clear, professional photos, not blurry or dark, or like a booking page that's simple, clean, and easy to use and not confusing and all over the place, or friendly, confident communication from your team on the calls or follow-up texts. All these little things, they add up in the client's mind, and it makes them say that this place is professional and I can really trust them. Now, let's talk about the part everyone stresses about, which is posting online. I hear this from owners all the time. I know I should post more, but I just don't have time. Here's the truth. You don't have to post every single day to build authority. You just need to be consistent and intentional, putting out good content. In episode 4, I'll show you how to build what I call minimal effort content rhythm. Something like 2 posts a week and 1 short video, just making sure they're up to standards. And that's it. 1 post could be a before and after, 1 could be a testimonial graphic, and 1 short video could be you talking for 30 seconds about a treatment you love. And if you batch that once a month, you got a full month of content that builds trust without taking over your life. And this is the stuff you love anyways. This is your whole life. Just talk about what's interesting to you. And a good rule of thumb is you post all this content and then something performs better than everything else out of nowhere. You can boost that post for $10 a day, and then that content's going to keep working while you're busy treating clients. You don't have to fight the algorithm when you have a strategy. Let me give you a quick story. We worked with a clinic that had great results, but almost no online presence. They weren't posting much, and when they did, it was just service menus. No faces, no stories, nothing emotional. So we helped them to create 5 short videos, just iPhone clips of their team talking, showing before and afters, sharing client story, and just being themselves. We updated their website photos, tightened up their Instagram bio. That was it. Within a few weeks, people already started saying, like, I see you guys everywhere. You're the ones I want to go to. They hadn't suddenly gone viral either. All they did was just look consistent and trustworthy. And that's all authority really is, showing up with clarity and confidence. So by the end of episode 4, here's what you'll know exactly how to do. You'll know how to make your brand look like the go-to med spa in your city. You'll know how to use testimonials, before and afters, and videos to your advantage to build instant credibility. Understand the psychology of trust and pricing, why some med spas can charge more and still stay full. And build a strong, consistent online presence without posting every day or burning out. Once you fix your offers, once your follow-up system's dialed in, this is a layer that keeps your calendar full long-term. Because marketing gets easier when people already trust you. That is your built-in advantage with a brick and mortar business. They stop price shopping, they start booking faster, and your brand stops being just another option. It becomes the obvious choice. And that's really what episode 4 is all about. Just building authority and trust online so your marketing finally works the way it should. So if you ever felt like people click on your ads but don't commit, or you know your treatments are amazing, but your online presence just doesn't reflect it, this is going to really change that. So once you start to build your trust online, like we're going to go over in episode 4 in this series, something really powerful happens. People start showing up, and not just because of your marketing, but because they believe in you. And that's great, but here's where most med spas fall short. They stop focusing after the first appointment. They think, awesome, that's a new client, and then move on to chasing the next one and just getting as many as possible. But the real profit, the kind that makes your business super scalable and stable, comes from what happens after that first visit. That's what episode 5 is all about. It's called retention, upsells, and lifetime value. And this one is a total game changer. Think of it this way. Your ads and marketing are what get people in the door, but your systems, your experience, and your relationships are what keep them coming back. So if you're constantly relying on new leads just to hit your monthly numbers, you're on what I call the marketing treadmill. You're always running, never resting, and if you stop for even a second, everything slows down and falls apart. But when you build real retention, loyalty, and repeat business, your growth compounds. You start each month with a base of happy, returning clients, the kind of clients who not only buy again, but bring their friends and family with them. In episode 5, one of the main things that we're going to cover is the patient experience. You can have great treatments, but if the experience falls flat, people won't remember you. They'll remember how you made them feel. In this episode, we'll talk about how to create an experience that makes people excited to come back, from the way your team greets them to how you follow up after their appointment. It's the little things that make a big difference. Remembering their name, checking in on results a few days later, sending a thank you message, or even a small surprise after their first visit. It's not about gimmicks, it's about connection. Because when people feel cared for, they come back. And when they come back, your profit grows without having to constantly find new clients. Next, we'll talk about loyalty programs and easy upsells. Just simple ways you can grow your revenue without feeling salesy at all. Your existing clients already trust you. They've experienced your service, they like your team, and they're comfortable with your space. That means they're way more likely to say yes to another treatment rather than a brand new lead is. So instead of chasing 100 new people, what if you just focused on giving your current clients a reason to come back sooner? We'll talk about how to build loyalty programs that actually make sense. Not complicated point systems that no one uses, but easy, super clear incentives. Things like get a free facial after your 5th visit, or refer a friend and both you get $50 in treatment credit. A great rule of thumb is whatever your cost to acquire a customer is on advertising or however you find it, just give that as a referral fee and you're getting a lot warmer lead anyways. It's the money you would spend to acquire a customer in the first place. Or you can do things like join our VIP program for exclusive monthly savings. These kinds of systems turn one-time visitors into long-term regulars. And then we'll get into upsells, not the pushy kind, but natural, helpful ones. For example, someone comes in for Botox and you recommend a skincare product that'll extend their results. Or a client books microneedling and you mentioned that a follow-up hydrofacial helps calm and hydrate the skin afterwards. These are easy, value-driven upsells that help the client and increase your revenue. Everyone wins. Now, here's where a lot of owners really drop the ball. They don't know what their clients are actually worth long-term. If I ask you right now, what's the average lifetime value of one of your clients? What would you say? Most owners are just going to guess, but that is one of the most important numbers in your whole entire business. Because once you know how much a typical client spends with you over 6 months, a year, or even 2 years, you can make smarter decisions everywhere else, especially in your marketing. In episode 5, we'll walk through a simple way to calculate lifetime value. It's not complicated. You just need these 3 numbers: how much a client spends per visit, how many times they visit per year, and how long they typically stay with you. Whenever you multiply those together, you see the real values of each relationship. And when you see that, you stop worrying about whether $100 ad spend is too much, because you realize one client could be worth $1,500, $3,000, or even $10,000 over time. And that's the kind of clarity that helps you scale with confidence. So the last piece of this episode, and honestly one of my favorites, is just turning happy clients into referral engines. Happy clients are the best marketers you'll ever have for your business. They bring in people who already trust you because the recommendation came from someone they know. In the training, we'll cover how to make referrals simple and fun. Things like sharing before and after stories with permission and tagging the client, giving small referral credits that feel really rewarding, and just following up to thank them personally when they send someone your way. When people feel appreciated, they want to help you grow. And when that happens at scale, your marketing starts running itself. One of our clients actually did this perfectly recently. She used to spend thousands a month on ads and still felt like she was just starting over every 30 days, relying on new patients in the door. But what we did is we helped her set up a small loyalty program, just a birthday text campaign and a referral bonus. That was it. And in 3 months, 40% of her new clients were coming in from word of mouth. Her monthly ad spend stayed the same, but her revenue nearly doubled. And that's just the power of retention. It's the difference between hustling for new leads and actually building a brand. So by the end of episode 5, you'll know exactly how to create a patient experience that keeps people coming back. You'll know how to build loyalty programs and upsells that just increase revenue naturally, and track the lifetime value so you understand the real worth of each one of your clients, and how to turn your happiest clients into walking, talking referral machines. So far in the series, what we've talked about is crafting offers that grab attention, following up fast and building trust, showing up online like a real authority. And then episode 5 is where it comes full circle. This is where those clients you worked so hard to attract become loyal fans who stay, spend more, and spread the word. Because the truth is, profit doesn't come from one-time visits. It comes from these lasting relationships. So after you've learned how to build loyalty and turn your happy patients into repeat clients, like we're going to talk about in episode 5, there's one more big step that separates the busy med spas from the truly scalable ones. Because once all your marketing starts working, your ads are performing, your follow-up's on point, your clients love you, you hit this new kind of challenge. You're growing, but it's getting chaotic. Your phone's ringing nonstop. You're bouncing between managing staff, checking messages, reviewing ad reports, and still trying to do consults. You're proud of the growth, but it's starting to feel like you built a business that only works if you never stop working. So that's exactly what we're going to fix in episode 6. The final part of this entire training series is called Systems at Scale. And it's all about how to grow without burning out, losing control, or just relying on luck. Because the goal isn't just to have a busy med spa. It's to have a business that runs like a machine, with or without you. When you start growing, it's exciting, but it's also exhausting. You hire a few people, you add more services, you run more ads, and somehow your workload doubles. You start feeling like you're working in the business and not on it, the classic cliche. You're managing everything: the calls, the calendar, the team, the clients. You can't unplug even for a day without worrying something might fall apart. And that's really when most owners hit a wall. They're doing well, but they're doing it the hard way. Episode 6 is going to show you how to break through that wall and start building systems that'll give you back your time, your energy, and just overall your peace of mind. So let's start with automation, because this is the biggest thing right now, the biggest time saver in your whole entire business. There's so many things that you do every single day that don't actually require you to think about it, like confirming appointments, sending reminders, following up with new leads, checking how many bookings came in this week. All of that can be automated. Automation, it just takes a bunch of work up front, but once it's done, it'll save you hundreds of hours. So we'll talk about how to set up automation in your CRM or scheduling system. So things like Text reminders go out automatically. Birthday messages are pre-scheduled. Daily or weekly reports just get sent right to your inbox. And when all that's handled automatically, your brain is finally free to focus on things that only you can do, like leading your team, building partnerships, delivering a great client experience. You just get to focus on all of the really high leverage activities instead. Automation doesn't replace you. It protects your time. It turns the repetitive, predictable stuff into background noise so you can operate at a higher level. And then next, we'll dive into something that might not sound so sexy, but it's a total game changer, which is SOPs, the standard operating procedures. Think of these as really your business playbooks. Like this is my playbook. If your treatments have protocols, step-by-step guides for how to deliver consistent results, then your business deserves the same thing. In episode 6, I'll walk you through how to build simple, clear SOPs for every part of your spa. We're talking about how to get new leads handled, how consults are booked, how client follow-ups are done, and even how team members hand off tasks to each other. And when these things are documented, it removes guesswork. Your team knows exactly what to do and when to do it, just by pulling up this video or piece of paper, and they never have to come to you anymore. And that means you're no longer the bottleneck. You're not the only person who knows how things work. Now your business can operate smoothly, even when you're not there. And that's the difference between owning a job and owning a company. So the next system that we'll cover is going to be your marketing calendar. And this one will save you from one of the most common med spa headaches, which is last minute marketing. You know what I mean? It's the end of the month and someone on your team says, "So what's our promotion next week?" And then everyone scrambles to make something up. That's not a strategy. That is just stressful. So in episode 6, I'll show you how to build a simple, predictable marketing calendar that takes the guesswork out of all of your promotions. We'll talk about how to plan each quarter in advance at one time, just mapping out what you're promoting each month, when you're launching it, and how to support it with your content, emails, and ads. So this doesn't just help your team stay organized, it also keeps your messaging consistent, which builds more trust with your audience over time. So when you plan ahead, your marketing starts to feel intentional, not reactive. You stop chasing trends and you start creating your own rhythm. And finally, we'll close this episode by talking about what I think is the most important shift you'll ever make in your business. The shift from being a busy operator to a scalable owner who can open multiple locations. At the start, you're everything. You wear all the hats. You're the marketer, the sales rep, the manager, the therapist, the cleaner, and all in one. But once you put the right systems in place, your role starts to evolve. You move from doing to directing, from chasing leads to leading people. We'll talk about how to start delegating effectively, what to let go of, how to train your team to take ownership, and how to track the few key numbers that actually show if your business is healthy. Because scaling isn't about adding more, it's about subtracting what drains you. It's about creating space to think, plan, and grow. That's when you start running a company that serves you, not the other way around. I'll share one final story that really sums this up perfectly. One of our clients had hit multiple six figures, was fully booked, but she was working 12-hour days. She told me, "I just cannot take a vacation. If I do, everything's going to stop," after she built all of this up. So we built 3 automations. I created 6 SOPs and then mapped out a 90-day marketing calendar. 3 months later, she was able to take a week off, have her vacation, and her team handled everything. There was no fires. When she came back, revenue hadn't dropped. It had just gone steady, even grown a little bit. And that's really the power of systems. They let your business keep moving while you recharge, you plan, and enjoy the success you've built. So by the end of episode 6, you'll know exactly how to automate the daily tasks that don't need your constant attention. You'll know how to build SOPs so your team runs smoothly and consistently. You'll know how to create a predictable marketing calendar that eliminates all stress and uncertainty. And you'll know how to make the full transition from busy operator to scalable business owner. So episode 6 is really the capstone of everything we covered so far. You've learned how to craft offers that turn attention into bookings, how to follow up instantly and increase show-ups, how to build authority and your trust online, learn how to keep clients coming back again and again. And now in episode 6, we really tie it all together and just build the machine that'll let all of this run automatically. It's going to be how you grow without burnout, how you create your own freedom. It's how you finally stop relying on luck or hustle and just start scaling with confidence. That's what's waiting for you in the final part of the MedSpa Growth Blueprint in episode 6. And so that brings us to the end of episode 6 and the end of this full overview of the MedSpa Growth Blueprint that the rest of the series is going to cover. So if you've been listening through this intro series, you've probably started to see the bigger picture. None of this is about quick hacks or overnight tricks. It's about building a real business. There's no secrets. It's just one that runs on systems, strategy, and consistency instead of luck or stress. And that's exactly what the rest of this training series is here to help you do. Each episode builds on the last for a reason. So if you skip around, you will still get value, but if you go in order, it'll click in a whole new way. Because when you understand why most marketing fails, then learn how to craft real offers, fix your follow up, build trust online, retain clients for life, and finally automate and scale it all, you'll have the complete blueprint to grow your med spa in a predictable, stress free way. So I'd really encourage you, start with episode 1, take notes, watch them all the way through, go back to whatever you need to re understand. And every session gives you something you can plug into your business that same day. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, this makes all sense, but I would really love to see how this would look inside my business, we actually set up a way for you to do that. On our website at scale77.com, you could book a free strategy call with our team. It's completely no pressure. What we do is we'll just look at where your med spa is right now, talk through what's working and what's not, and see if applying this blueprint could help you hit your next stage of growth. Even if you don't end up working with us, you will walk away with a clear game plan and a few ideas you can use immediately. It's our way of just helping more med spa owners stop guessing and start growing with confidence. So again, that's scale77.com. You'll see the option to book a call right on the homepage. And don't forget also, we've put together a free downloadable version of this med spa growth blueprint that follows along with the entire series. You can grab it on our site as well. It's basically the workbook version of this training, all the checklists, frameworks, and notes in one place. So while you're watching the episodes, you can follow along and actually map everything to your own spa step by step. So just to wrap this all up, you now know what's ahead, the 6 core pillars that will completely shift the way you grow your med spa. You'll learn how to build offers that convert, create marketing that runs on structure, not stress, how to turn leads into real appointments, build a brand that people trust, keep clients for life, and finally, scale your business without burning out. That's what this entire series is built to do. And it all starts in episode 1. It's why most med spa marketing fails and what to do instead. So grab the blueprint, get comfortable, and take this journey one episode at a time. By the end, you'll have the exact systems and mindset you need to go from a busy operator to a confident, scalable business owner. And really, thank you for being here. Seriously. You could have spent your time doing 100 other things, but the fact that you're listening to this tells me you actually care about building something great. So I can't wait to dive in with you. Start with episode 1, follow along in the blueprint. And if you ever want help implementing any of it, just head over to scale77.com and book a call. Zero pressure. We just want to help. So let's get started. Episode 1 is up next. Let's build something incredible together.